Oh, hey.
Hey,
How are you?
good.
Good. Good.
I'm
Good.
reading the little
Good.
chat, waiting for things to explode.
Hmm?
That's all. Hmm. One of those days. All right, let's see.
Which chat?
Our general chat.
Okay. I'm on stream. I don't know who you want to trash talk this time, but.
Oh, you're so bad. Because that's what I do all the time, right?
No. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Right. Yeah, that's why I was suggesting.
That's right.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna clip all this stuff one day and make, like, actual videos of stuff, but not anything of us talking, just, like, actual. Okay. Anyways. I wish I could zoom in on an area. Anyways, but you see this right here? This action bar? I know that I showed you this
Yep.
before, right?
Yep.
So right now I'm in battle stance. So on my actual bar, I have Blood Rage, Hamstring, and Mocking Blow. That's it, right?
Okay. Uh-huh.
And then when I switch to defensive stance, I have Blood Rage just in case, right? Taunt, Shield Block, and Revenge. That's it.
Okay.
I mean, I have Revenge and Taunt up here,
And there's other things up there.
and
Okay.
Disarm is up here, right? And so is Intimidating Shout.
See, I mean, I switch mine out, right? Because you've got your stances right there, and every time they change, your bottom bar changes out.
Yeah, exactly. So I keep my universal bar. I mean, Scorny, I would even do
Okay.
this. I would even do it where, like, you get jumped by a horde while you're trying to show people stuff.
Oh, what an asshat. Universal stab? He's gonna murder you.
Yeah. Okay, so I would even make, like, I'm trying to think about, like, if I didn't have this 12-button mouse, what the fuck would I do? Okay.
Right. I have mine where I have
You have
the
yours?
same, those important, well, no, I don't
I'm
have
teasing.
that.
What?
You're such a butt.
Go on.
Um, no, I'm just thinking about my bar because
Uh-huh.
I have right now to where, of course, my cursor is in this particular place and everyone would make fun of me for that. But
Mm-hmm.
when I switch, I have those first things I'm going to hit in the place, of course, the first things that I naturally hit in the other stance. If that makes
Yes.
sense.
No, totally, 100%. So, I don't know. This would just hear me out, okay? This is what
Okay.
I would do.
Okay.
This is what I would do. Even if you get that add-on called Bartender,
Mhm.
whatever you do, okay?
Mhm.
I
I
would
have
change
that.
I would change my keybinds. I would make my keybinds backwards. So this bar down here that changes, you see the bottom bar? Wait a minute. Let's make this easy. Okay. Do you have the regular UI?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So right now, these are all the buttons that I'm clicking
Yep.
with my mouse, of course. This is my main rotation action bar button. Whatever, right? Um so I would change the key. Ooh. Can I not change stances in Shadow Meld? Okay, I'm gonna run to the back here. Nobody sees me. Okay. When I change stances, I would change my key bindings. One to equal sign. All these keybinds I would change to, like, I don't know, shift 1, shift 2, shift 3, shift 4.
Right.
Or like control 1, control 2, control 3. Right? I would essentially whatever. I would make it like this action bar up here. This one is control 1, control 2, control 3, control 4, control 5, which I can usually hit.
Gotcha.
Backspace for my mount, not my mouth. My mount, not my mouth. Yeah. And then shift 1, shift 2, shift 3, shift 4, shift 5. I can barely hit shift 6, but shift 6 is usually for, like, whatever the hell this is, Shay's Bell. I'm like, oh, shift 6. I don't mind, like, I can slow hit that, whatever it is. Shift 6 is my slow hit thing. My quick hits are my F1, my F2, my F3, my F4, because that's on that. My keyboard has a break between F4 and F5.
Yeah, mine does too.
Okay, cool. So I can hit F1, F4 really easy, and F5 I can hit easy. Anything after F5, I'm, like, flopping like a fish. Yeah. Okay. And then I have, next to it, I have my Shift Q, Shift W, Shift E, my Shift R. So my two most hit Because usually when I have my hands on the keyboard, I have my pinky is on shift, and then I have my other fingers on ASD. Right?
Yeah.
That's
Mine's
just
usually on AWD.
AWB. Yeah, I literally have my fingers on AWD. I was just trying to make it easy. But so I'm always able to hit Shift R. I always put some sort of cooldown on Shift R and some sort of cooldown on Shift D. Right? I used to play with an action bar that was Shift Q, Shift W, Shift E, Shift R, Shift ASDF, and Shift ZXCV.
Yeah. C and V are the easiest ones for me for shift.
Yeah, which one are?
C and V, shift C and V.
Shift C and V. Okay. You know, you can always whatever, right?
Right.
But all I'm saying is like you could find somewhat of an easy rotation to rebind your action bar, right? So that the action bar that switches, right,
Yeah. No, I got ya.
would be set to Shift C, Shift V, F1, F2, Control 1, Control 2, Shift 1. So
I have a couple buttons on my mouse. I might use them.
or, right, what you do is get an add-on like Bartender. Bartender just allows you to move your bars wherever you want, right?
Yeah.
It would obviously take you a little bit of getting used to, right? But in Bartender, you could make a floating bar like I have this one.
Yep.
Right?
I think I have bartender.
Let me get here so you can actually see these buttons. Oh, you can't see because my party chat's overlapping. But you could have a floating bar
Right.
with all the buttons that you smash with your clicking, right? And you could just put it. You could put 2 bars that have all your buttons that you smash with clicking, right? Like, so I have it like this where my 0 is. Wait a minute. I want to be in the stance. Okay. I want to swap the stance. My 0 is defensive stance, and my control 0 is put a shield on.
Okay.
My dash is battle stance. My control dash is dual dagger.
Ah.
So I'm usually hitting 0, and then I'm holding out control and hitting 0 to go to defensive stance and put my shield on.
Gotcha.
I'm hitting dash to go to the battle stance and control dash to put my dagger on. All I'm trying to do is show you some of the things that I do so that maybe you can be like, okay, well, I'm not going to use control dash and dash, but I like that mechanic, and that just gave me an idea of something that I can do for me that makes my rotation work for me easier.
Oh, I agree.
And yeah, I'm always quickly. So what you do is in a fight. Okay, I don't want to get into a fight, but I do want to go and get into a fight and show you. Yeah. 0.64 for some reason is just like the right one. I want to try and show you this quick. Of course, my bags are full. There's no mailbox here, and I just flew out here from Iron Forge, and I'm like, oh, me bags is full, boss. Let me go fight something random. And once again, the way that you do this is definitely going to be different than the way that I do it.
Right.
Because I have a different system for all my buttons. But seeing how it works, you're going to be able to create your own way, you know, to make it work for you. This is great. Just want to find one thing to kill, and there's nothing here. There's no mobs alive. Oh, there's one. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to get nice and zoomed in on this. We're going to watch this fat boy when he swings. See him swing? Just watch him swing. He's swinging. Once he finishes swinging, we'll go to Berserker Stance, click it, and then go back. He didn't attack me in that little time that I switched to Berserker Stance. He's swinging. Just as he swings, I'm switching to Berserker Stance, doing my thing, and then switching back quick before he actually attacks.
Okay.
So I'm watching him swing. He swang. I swing. Well, Berserker's. Oh, I was too slow. So I took damage there that one time. Just as he swings, I'm going to berserker stance, doing my thing, and then popping back to battle stance. Just as he swings, I'm going to berserker, clicking my thing, and back to battle stance quickly. They didn't even notice.
Yeah.
So that's how you can make berserker stance really that's how you can use berserker stance properly.
Gotcha. Yeah, because that was, you know, I'm trying to figure it out. And sometimes it works really well, but it's like a particular fight. You know what I mean? Where I'm like, okay, where's the consistency?
Yeah.
Um, and especially with like the interrupt and all of that. Good God.
Oh yeah,
Let's
for the
see.
for the interrupt, I try to just I'm watching when he's attacking, and I'm like berserker stance, pummel, back to battle stance. I'm already back in battle stance. Right? It's like I watch him attack, I'll go to berserker stance, click my thing, and then quickly I'll go back to battle stance. I
Yeah.
I couldn't interrupt that because I already used my pummel. But
See, I think I need to get. Let me see something. Come out here to a little.
and you can see the white hits too, like the white combat text.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you see a parry or a block, you can switch to defensive stance quick and press revenge, and then switch back to battle stance because
And that's not what I need to mess with is
getting that feel.
looking for, yeah, and
Hmm.
just seeing where. Hold on, let me attack this guy. Hopefully he's not gonna. I'm not gonna kill him on first kill. Yeah, I need to add. I need to find my bar because I'm not seeing their casting. Like meaning,
Oh yeah, that's what LVY does for me.
yeah,
Yeah,
there's got to be something though.
you could use
I just don't know.
LVY and not actually use their action bar setup. Like you could turn their action bar setup off and use normal plates, right?
Well, there might be also something else out there that's just simple.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That just kind
Oh,
of
totally. There's got to
pops
be
it up.
something.
There has to be.
Mhm.
Because that's where I feel like I'm like, yeah, I'm not getting to see that, which is why I'm not.
Yeah, I had to get that for Amy for why I can. Because she was having the same problem. She's like, I don't know when to interrupt because I don't see a cast bar. And classic, they don't show
Right.
they don't show that shit.
Right.
Mhm.
See what I can find. Caspars. Oh yeah, classic Caspars. What it's called.
That's an add-on.
Let's see what it looks like.
Cool.
Find it. Yeah.
And then I really need to make a small video that shows all the caves.
Yeah. Right. Well,
Right.
maybe not, because we don't want people finding them.
Well, I'm not a big streamer. Nobody watches every video that I post. Whenever I post it, it was in 3 hours.
They must
You
not
know.
find it. No.
No. Yeah. Exactly. We might find 5 people who watch my videos. You'd be 3 of them
Oh,
because you watched it
stop.
3 times. But I
Oh,
need to
shoot.
make I need to make it because back in classic, I used to. That was how I grinded levels. My first time getting to 60. I knew that I wanted to have a lot of cloth.
Uh-huh.
Right? And cloth is like tough to get usually, unless you're in a dungeon doing it and doing dungeons over and over, right?
Right.
Where can you go for cloth? So I had a bunch of hot spots that I would go to.
It's all in your brain. I don't know where you hold that in your brain, but you do.
Yeah, well, it's like wrapping a gift for Christmas. You wrap so many gifts, you don't even think about it. Your daughter or Missile is like, "How the fuck do you wrap this and make it look pretty?" And you're like, "Fold the edges there," and you're like, I don't fucking know what you're talking about, Mom, or Scorny, right? And you're like, fold it there, pinch it here, tape it there, done. Look, it's perfect. And then you look at mine and you're like, what the fuck happened? And I'm like, I don't know where you keep all this knowledge, Mom, or Scorny, right?
Hmm.
It's that same thing. Fire at a Dragonkin Broodling in the Burning Steppes. That's annoying. But yeah, I'm opening, every fight with... You can see the buffs on them now, right?
Oh, yeah.
It has Thunderclap on him, and he has Demoralizing Shout, and now I have Battle Shout, right? You could pop one Sunder if you want, and then just go for Heroic Strikes. I mean, these guys are level 45, and I'm getting my ass kicked by these guys. They just hit hard. Different mobs hit differently, right?
Correct.
So there's always going to be that sort of pain in the ass. And then I know, okay, I can handle one more mob before I have to eat. And I usually wait for my health bar to get, like, effing low. Right?
Mm-hmm.
My health...
yeah, well...
You're going to get...
depends, right? If there's lots of horde around, because they're going to one-shot you.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Sucks.
But you'll get better at knowing, okay, I can handle one more mob. Like, right now, I'm like, okay, I can handle one more mob.
Right.
I'm looking low now. I want to try and show you what I do when I'm low, and I'm like, oh, shit, what the hell? I'm still in combat somehow.
Caspars. Wait, alright. Enable Caspar, show timer text. Ignore parent frame alpha at Caspar size. Oh.
Somebody was whispering me last night. They're like, yo, the other warrior group doesn't have that much damage. Can we find somebody else? I'm like, oh, I can. We can't find anybody else. That's my partner. And they were like, oh, shoot, I didn't realize. I'm like, it's no problem. And I looked at the charts and like, okay, their damage was low. But, like, we weren't having problems because her damage was low. We're having problems because we had a hunter and a warlock who were just doing their own shit. I'm like, I'm putting up the marker and they're still pulling aggro off me. And it's like, I understand. At the same time, could you please stop being so sporadic and just attack the main target? Yeah, I stopped running to them. And I stopped saving them. When you get low, too, you can watch when he attacks. Now he attacks. Berserker stance, Berserker rage, back to battle stance. Whenever I get attacked for the next 10 seconds, I generate extra rage.
Nice.
Right,
okay.
Yeah. And then once you get to this one talent finally called Flurry, anytime that you crit, it increases your attack speed for 3 swings.
Okay.
So your attack speed is crazily increased. It'll be increased by 30% once you get all 5 points.
Nice.
So it's one of those things like you feel like you're hitting like a flower. Because guess what? You're level 42. You are hitting like a flower. Yeah. But as soon as you get higher and higher, it's one of those things where it's like you'll get better and stronger as you go on. As time keeps going. As you get higher and higher level. Yeah, it'll be much more easy.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, I always feel like that by the time I get to 60, I should understand my character. That's just me. I should understand my character. Shouldn't be relearning things. Like tweaking, yes.
There's so much. There's so much with the warrior. Though.
So, but that's where I want to practice it and do it right.
The warrior is pretty much maybe the warlock too. The warlock. Okay, so if you read the classic strategy guide, right, which is what I have the giant book of in my room or bathroom. I don't remember. Somewhere. They say that your 2 DPS classes are your mage and your rogue. Your warlock and your hunter, okay, are more like support classes. Right? The hunter can do like traps and other stuff. It's like supporty. Right? Your mage and your rogue are more just like pow pow. The only thing to do is DPS. So you have so many buttons with a warrior versus your rogue versus your mage. Your mage only has like a certain rotation. Right? That you're basically doing always. Your your mage is the same thing. You have one rotation for a single target. You have one rotation for a bunch of targets, right?
Right.
Your warrior has so many versatile support buttons, right? Demoralizing shout, thunderclap, sunder armor, right?
Right.
Disarm, you know. And then of course you have stuff like revenge or overpower. You have all these. You have execute. You have all these different things,
Mhm.
um, which make it so that you might not be the highest DPS on the chart, but having you around is going to be fucking successful because of how much support you're able to give to the group here. You have a battle shout. You can increase everybody's attack damage. You know, with a warlock, you have just like the same amount of buttons as a warrior, where you have curse of elements, which if you happen to have like 3 mages in your group, right? Curse of elements is great because it increases the target's it decreases the target's resistance,
Mhm.
right? And then you have curse of weakness, which is great for when you fight against melee opponents, And then you have curse of tongues. Any caster has their cast time reduced by 50%, half the time. So their cast time is now doubled. So as a warlock and other, you know, even a rogue can do it with your like decreased armor. What's it called? Expose armor?
Yes. Yes.
As a rogue, yeah. Like that's pretty helpful. You can do that on top of a sunder armor, I'm pretty sure. And that will double decrease, I think, your target's armor. Right? But there's not, or you can silence as a rogue, but there's not much you can poison them. You can use
Right.
your different poisons to get off different crippling effects, right? But there's nothing quite like the warrior. And I feel like the warrior is there's so many buttons. Like when you look at tanking as a druid, it's 4 buttons. It's swipe, which hits 3 targets. It's demoralizing roar, which decreases the damage of everything around you. And then you use fairy fire, which reduces the target's armor. And then you also have a single target attack, which is maul. You slap them in the face with your bear claw. And that's it. Otherwise you have healing. You can pop out of form and heal yourself and go back in.
Mhm.
So there's not much buttons, there's not much versatility that you're doing as a druid tank. It's just pretty standard. But as a warrior, you have, like 45 buttons, 3 different stances. There's, you can do this, you can do that. Right?
Right.
When there's 2 mobs left, you can put your daggers back on and DPS. You know, when you're tanking, you can put your shield on and use shield block. There's so much that you can do. So
Yeah.
on top of it being really tough to find other people who can play the warrior who can tank, pseudo tank, right? Like
Yep.
it's gonna be great when we hit 60 and we get you a 2-hander, and you're just kicking everything's ass, right? We'll have 2 different macros where, you put on both daggers
Mhm.
with 1 button, or you are putting on a 2-hander. So
Gotcha.
so what I'm trying to say is that you'll have your daggers for the start. The fight will start. You'll use your daggers and just get, you know, I might say you can see this mob right here is like glowing with like some weird shit on them.
Mhm.
That means they've been thunderclapped. So
Right.
it doesn't really show up that you thunder. There is no debuff that shows. Oh, okay, somebody else has thunderclapped them, right? So like if you walked up right now and you thunderclap this guy, it would not show anything on my debuff.
Okay.
The only way I can tell if this guy's thunderclapped or not is if he literally glows with his weird aura.
Oh.
Okay, so let's say that we're in a dungeon together, and you realize that 2 mobs don't have this glowy aura. Okay, use a thunderclap for me. Otherwise, what we want you to do, what we would technically want you to do, is get as much rage as possible with your dual daggers quickly, right? And then, once you've gotten a ton of rage, Like right now, I have a ton of rage. You would switch to your two-hander and use heroic strike like 3 times until you have no, or well, 5 times. Quick, right? Just
Mhm.
like that. I mean, I took his health all the way down basically, right? But
Right.
if you have two-hander, you're gonna swing 3 times. When I,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
you're gonna do heroic strike 3 or 4 times and it's gonna kill him. Whereas I'll have to do heroic strike, 6 or 7 times with my dual daggers to do that same amount of damage. So I'm more so teaching you how to tank so that it's basic to you, so that you, like you said, you want to know your class by 60. So that when you do get 60, you can do the toughest thing that not any other warrior can fucking do. Every single warrior that
Mhm.
I talk to, I'm like, hey man, you got dual daggers, right? They're like, I just have a sword and a shield. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, alright, well, we need to go farm you daggers. So let's go to every dungeon possible, get you fucking daggers, and then you can suddenly, I can comfortably have you as a tank anytime, anywhere. You can just pop into dual daggers, and, you know, what you end up doing is putting dual daggers on first, and then say, okay, am I getting my ass kicked? All right, let me put my shield on. Or I'm in dual daggers. I'm holding 1 or 2 mobs. Right. This is like a there are in the 10-man Ubers, right? The 10-man raid Ubers, right?
Mhm.
There's a few different polls that have 5 to 6, maybe even 7 really strong mobs. Like all 7 of them are strong.
Mhm.
And there's one of them that just kicks ass. Super strong. Right? So when we do those 10-man Ubers and we get that giant pole, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Oh, that's an elevator. That's pretty cool. I know that. We will really want to have 1 or 2 other people hold 1 or 2 mobs. So if you can hold a mob and Wyakin can hold a mob, you guys don't need to have your shields on. You can just be in dual daggers and take care of it. If we're out of mana, we're low, everybody's calling out, oh shit, oh shit, okay, put the shield on. And keep taunting that mob over and over while doing Sunder Armor.
Right.
Right? Sunder Armor will pull threat and have you hold threat. So you could have your shield on and a dagger and use Sunder Armor and taunt over and over, and you'll be fine. You'll be able to hold that mob. So stuff like being able to find capable players who are able to do that is like, it's not like pulling teeth out of a crocodile. It's like pulling teeth out of a dragon. It's next level, and because nobody wants to do it, nobody's heard of it, right? And I yell at people. I'm like, dude, if you were in any high class raiding guild, they require your two the two main tank warriors get daggers first drop in the raid. They get like nobody can roll on the first 2 daggers that drop for your raid. The two warriors are gonna get them. That's how that works. You could be in any high ranking guild. A dagger will drop in raid in Molten Core. It goes to the fucking main tank warrior. Once the two main tank warriors get their daggers, that third week that you do Molten Core, everybody else can roll on it. Your off tank warriors, your third tank, fifth tank, your rogues. I don't give a fuck who it is. You can roll on it, you know.
Mhm.
But until then, and they're like, "Oh, really?" I'm like, "What? Like, what world are you from, bro? Do you know anything about this game?" I'm like, I didn't even raid hardcore and I already know this shit. Like, come on, dude. Every single raiding guild that I was a part of, that I talked to, the main tank warrior, raid lead warrior tanks are telling me, hey, bro, get dual daggers if you want to be tanking. And that's just how it is. But people don't know that, right? People, they just don't know. They don't understand that that's how, what we are looking for. What they look for at max level.
Right.
It's like a secret that nobody believes and nobody wants to believe on top of nobody believing it. It's just like so silly. Anyways, so
Well, and it's funny because I never know what to say if someone's like, "Oh, are you gonna tank?" Type of thing, and I'm like, yes."
Uh,
I'm not sure what to say
I'd
because
be
I
like,
switch.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what? That happens to every warrior. Dead serious. Let me help you here, okay? Every single time that there's a group, nobody wants a tank. Not even the druid who is a bear tank druid wants a tank. The druid who's the bear tank druid, you know what he wants to do? He wants to go in cat form and relax and do nothing. That's what he wants to do. Okay? So when you get into a group, even if you get into a group with a tank druid, his first question is going to be like, hey, warrior, are you tanking? And you're going to be like, I have the add-on that says that you have every tanky bear form druid ability. Do you not want a tank? And he's like, well, you know. So I'll even get into groups, and you have a two-handed warrior.
Right. And that's the thing is I have problems being able to tell is this person a tank or not, right? Because
Right.
it's not. It doesn't.
It doesn't show.
There's the icon, right? The icon,
There's no. Yeah,
right?
there's no icon, and you can't look at their talents
Right.
and be like, oh, okay, he's got every single one of his talents in Prot. He's
And
obviously a
I'm like,
tank.
right.
Right.
If I have to
Yeah.
ask, I feel like a bonehead. Yeah.
No, don't worry. It's normal. It's normal. I would ask everybody. But at the same time, everybody's gonna ask you and be like, hey, are you tanking? I would just say this. I would say I could tank. I'm not the best at it, but and as soon as you say that, I mean, I've been in so many groups too, where as soon as like, it's nice to be humble, not because people like good humble people. It's so great that we have a humble person in the group. It's more great to be humble just when you say I can tank, but I am not the best tank. Okay, everybody immediately is gonna be like, that's fine, that's cool. We just need a fucking tank. We don't care if you're good or bad. We just need you to be the designated driver,
Right.
right? And then that's how it goes. Like even when you get two-handed warriors in a group, you'll get a group that fills, and you won't have a set tank, and people will be like, all right, well, you know, who's tanking? And then all the other people will be like, well, you know, the warrior. And the warrior's going to be like, well, I only have a two-hand weapon. I don't even have a shield. And they're like, well, that's fine. You're going to tank anyways, okay, dummy? And it always helps when they say, okay, well, listen, I don't normally tank and I don't know how to tank. And everybody in the group is going to be like, that's cool. Peer pressure. Just fucking do it. Peer pressure, bitch. Right? And that's how it happens. And so that's natural. That's going to happen always. But a lot of times, right, what you'll do, I don't know if you can see me, right? I'm going to pull this easy mob and show you. When
I,
I charge in, right, charge with Thunderclap, Demoralizing Shout, and then I'm going to quickly switch to Berserker Stance. I'll click Berserker Rage and Blood Rage. I'm going to cast Whirlwind, which is your cleave, and then you
Yep.
can switch back to Battle
I've been
Stance.
using that.
Yeah.
After I started putting points in it because it was way too freaking slow.
Right, I made a macro that says Cleave, unless I'm in Berserker Stance, then Whirlwind. Let me kill this guy. You can see Whirlwind I put over here just to see it when it's up, when I'm
Yep.
in Berserker Stance.
Uh-huh.
Whirlwind hits 4 enemies. Cleave only hits 2 enemies.
Ah.
So on my universal bar, I have it macroed, so that if I'm in defensive stance or battle stance, it casts Cleave. If I'm in Berserker stance, it does cost 5 more rage than Cleave. If I'm in Berserker stance and I have enough rage, it will cast Whirlwind. But usually, right, as a tank, you should get into the motion of switching to Berserker stance quick, clicking Battle Rage, okay, clicking Blood Rage, and clicking Berserker Rage. Okay, right now, when I hit Blood Rage and Berserker Rage, it gives me 15 rage, and it gives me rage over time. Once I hit 25 rage, if I switch stances, I keep 25 rage. If I have more than 25 rage, it deletes rage.
I don't have Blood Rage yet.
You do have blood rage. You might not have berserker
Do I?
rage.
I have Berserker Rage.
Blood rage you get at like level 10. It's in.
Is it
It's
with
in protection.
agility?
It's in protection.
Oh, it's in protection. Okay, hold
Yeah.
on. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So what you'll
Oh,
do
gotcha.
is,
Oh, yeah, I didn't have it on there for Berserker Stance, though.
yeah, you can put it in Berserker Stance. I would put it on your bar next to Berserker Rage.
Okay.
Or I would even make a cooldown bar. Right? Like over here, I don't know if you're still watching at my screen.
Yep.
Over here, I have all my cooldowns. So if I'm in defensive stance with a shield on, I can see this cooldown up.
Yep.
If I'm in battle stance, I can see retaliation cooldown is up. If I go to Berserker stance, I can see my Berserker Rage is up.
Right.
And I could probably put Blood Rage over there too, just so that I could see it. On my, it's just like, I don't even use these buttons. I don't use control 1, control 2, control, I mean, I use control, whatever. This is
Do
just,
you only use Blood Rage when you're in Berserker Stance?
no, I'll use Blood Rage whenever, but the thing with Blood Rage is that it does damage to you.
Right.
So it consumes health.
Right.
So I have 3,156 health. If I use Blood Rage, I go to 2,908. So it does like 150. It does 150 damage to me whenever I use Blood Rage.
Gotcha.
Huh. But what happens is, when you use Blood Rage and Berserker Rage, right? The whole idea is so that you can use Whirlwind and hit all 4 targets as a tank. Once you hit all 4 targets that you're tanking,
then you do Whirlwind.
well, that is Whirlwind. So
well,
you're
that is, right.
you'll
Sorry, I'm
you'll hit
Blood Rage and then Berserker Rage and then.
Yeah, so I usually will.
Whirlwind.
Look, I try to use Berserker Rage is a 30-second cooldown. So every 30 seconds, every pull, I try to stance, charge, thunderclap, Berserker stance, Berserker Rage, battle stance.
Okay.
Right? And then Blood Rage is a minute cooldown. So maybe every 3 pulls, I'll use it.
Okay.
But what I do is I charge in and thunderclap. I hit all targets. I'm fighting 4 bad guys. I hit all 4 bad guys. Then I use Demoralizing Shout, because that hits all 4 bad guys as well.
Yep, I do that.
I'll switch to Berserker Stance, click Blood Rage and Berserker Rage, quick Whirlwind,
Okay.
or Cleave, because sometimes I don't have enough rage. Sometimes I just don't have enough rage by then, and I click Cleave instead.
Okay.
So that's why it's nice to have it macroed, that you're at least hitting something, right?
Right. I have them both on my bar under Berserker too.
Make a little macro real quick. Do you want to do it with me?
Yeah. All right.
This way you'll have the same cleave on all 3 bars. Right? It's /cast Whirlwind. We'll do, to start off, make it say hashtag show tooltip, all one word, cleave. Okay.
Okay, hold on. That
Yeah,
little
tell
dude
me when
attacking me.
Yeah, tell me when. Take your time. Take your time.
Hurry up. Take your time. Hurry up. Let's see. Pick an icon. Is an existing icon.
Yeah, get your cleave icon. Looks like an axe, glowing axe almost.
Oh, so you used the same one. Because you're not using it separately. You're just using the macro, right?
Correct.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. So let me name this sucker.
I just called it WW for Whirlwind. Like in your macro list, you make up some random ass name.
Yeah.
All my macros have like ASDF.
Oh, really?
ASDF, ASDF2, ASDFE, ASDFKKE, Baba, WW, and this one's
Oh, that's so bad. I like to actually name my stuff.
I can't. I'm like, who fucking? It doesn't show up on my bar. It doesn't show the name on the bar. I mean, it does that for if you have the classic UI, but I have the LVI, so it doesn't even show up the
4 letters, I think.
Yep,
Okay,
yep. Yeah. I usually just say WW. That way it's Whirlwind.
So /cast,
Hmm.
and then you said space, pound, show tooltip. Is that what you said?
Oh, I'm gonna copy paste it to you in a Discord
Okay.
message.
Or if you just actually, I can't see it. It's too small. Okay.
You just copy paste
Oh.
that if you wanted.
Oh, okay, okay. No casty.
You know, show tooltip just says that whenever you scroll over it, it will say cleave 17 rage, a sweeping attack that attacks a nearby target and target behind it. Whenever you scroll over it, it says that. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's all.
Save.
That's all that does. So now,
Bar.
rep-
Always there.
yeah, replace cleave with that on all of your action bars for battle stance, defensive stance, especially.
Yep.
Right?
It's one of my. It's one of them that I have as a universal one, I guess. Is what I had.
Okay, that's on your universal. Great.
Yeah. I know it's not the definition of your universal, but
No, that's still a universal bar, definitely.
okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had it up there next to my shield and duel.
Good, good, good. And then you want to do this too. When you go to Berserker stance, put Whirlwind on your bar somewhere so you can see the cooldown of Whirlwind. Right? Cool. Whirlwind can only be used once every 10 seconds. Okay.
So what do you say that again? Sorry.
Oh shit! I almost got knocked back over the edge.
Oh yeah, don't die.
Yeah, Whirlwind can only be used once every 10 seconds.
Okay.
So switch to Berserker stance and put it on your bar. See in Berserker stance how I have it on my bar just so that I can see
Yes.
when it's alive.
Yes. I gotcha. So put it on there separately so I can see it.
Yeah, put it off to the side. Shove it at the equal sign or the 0, where
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
going to get hit. Just so that you can be like, oh, okay, it's up. I can use it. Right. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Exactly. So that'll be helpful. Because you have Berserker Rage somewhere, right?
Yes.
Now, I'm only making you do this because I think it's going to help. Hopefully you don't cry.
Oh God.
If you could do a basic reading, if you could read Berserker Rage for me, and then I'm going to quiz you and ask you what is the most important, when you read
Okay.
Berserker Rage, what is the most important thing that should stick out to you? So read it out loud to me.
Well, okay. Generates 10 rage at the cost of health, and then generates an additional 10 rage over 10 seconds.
Wait,
The warrior is.
that was Blood Rage.
Oh God, I'm sorry.
I want you to read Berserker Rage.
Oh, berserker.
I love you.
Damn it. Okay.
It's okay.
Warrior enters a berserker rage, becoming immune to fear and incapacitate effects, and generating extra rage when taking damage. Lasts 10 seconds.
Generates rage when taking damage.
That's where when you were talking about that earlier and saying to not get hit
Mhm.
when in berserker.
Yep.
My brain went because
You didn't have it. Yeah, you didn't have it really. Now you can scroll over Berserker stance and say increases my critical hit chance by 3%, but also increases all damage taken by 10%. Right? So you don't want to stay in Berserker stance because you take bonus damage by 10%.
Right.
You want to quickly go to Berserker stance and click Berserker Rage. And then your goal is to go into defensive stance from there.
Gotcha.
Because for the next 10 seconds,
I'm gonna get
extra
gonna-
rage. You'll get
right.
extra rage whenever you get hit. Okay?
Gotcha.
So Now here's part 2 of that. Once you go into Berserker stance and click Berserker Rage, okay, you're going to probably have 30 to 40 rage. Understood?
Mhm.
When you change your stance, you are allowed to keep 25 rage.
Okay.
So the reason why I want you to whirlwind first thing,
You're using it up.
yeah. So let me try and write this out. Let's say battle stance. This is a rotation.
Mhm.
Battle stance. Charge. Thunderclap. Demoralizing shout. Demoralizing shout.
Yep.
Okay.
I do all that. That's my
Berserker.
norm.
Berserker stance.
That's the new part.
Yep. Berserker. Rage.
And then whirlwind, or actually hit the macro, right?
Yes. So
Gotcha.
I tried to explain it.
Right. No, this I like this. This is good.
Good.
Clear.
Good. Good.
You're such a dork.
Good.
Cleave macro. And there is Sender Armor. Do you ever use Battle Shout?
Yeah. That was
When?
I. That wasn't a purposeful. I mean, excuse me. That was a purposeful voice crack. I just wanted to show you how humble I am for real. Well, you'll use battle shout at one point. So the time that you use it is not always
Oh, I know
necessary.
it's not with this, but
Um, I would get out that rotation first, and then either use it mid combat, or a lot of times at the very end. A lot of times at the very end of combat, you still have a little bit of rage left. So I'll try and say, oh, okay, you know what? This next mob group is 2 mobs. There's only 2 of them. I'm gonna use my battle shout against these next 2 mobs because it's not task heavy,
mhm.
right?
Got
Oh shit, there's 5 mobs up here. I'll use my battle shout either before or after, right?
Because I mean, like, looking at some of these like one-offs, like challenging shout, I'll use that every once in a while, and things go into the shitter.
Right,
And like, just people have all pulled mobs at the same time.
right, exactly.
It's like herding cats. at least surviving for 6 seconds
Yeah,
while,
exactly. It's gonna get easier as soon as you get better used to berserker stance, clicking
Right,
both rage cooldowns, your blood
right,
rage and your berserker rage, and quickly switching back to battle
yeah,
stance or defensive
right,
stance.
yeah,
Once you get more comfortable doing that, you're gonna make your decision based off of
yeah.
your comfortability. So
Well,
you're either gonna be doing
right.
cleave, 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 or you're gonna do tab targets under armor, tab targets under armor.
Gotcha.
Right? So you'll get a feel for which do you like doing better, and which is just working better for you. Right?
Right. Well, right,
Mm-hmm.
right. Well, and I know you'd probably yell at me, but like I haven't been running any dungeons and stuff, so
Yeah. No, that's fine. That's fine.
the only time has just been a handful of times. And
Yeah. The only time that you're actually surrounded by 7 mobs and you have a choice finally to do this
right,
hasn't happened often yet.
right,
Right?
yep. Except for when a bad pull or someone pulls people into me, and then I'm doing it. But otherwise, that's about it.
Right. Right. Exactly.
And then it's please live. There are no healers.
Yep.
I may need to run.
Yeah. Yeah. That's when you use what intimidating shout, which is your fears everything.
Right.
Yep.
I haven't got to use that too much though, because it's
It,
like
it costs a lot of
usually
rage,
caught off guard. Exactly. And I'm like,
and it
oh,
costs a
I'm
lot too.
afraid.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I
Yeah.
just, you know what I do? Look, it's gonna be tough for you. Can you watch my screen?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me when you're watching.
I am making it bigger. I'm watching.
Okay, I'll put on defensive stance, put on my shield. I'll start running, and you don't want to take hits from behind. I know how this might be
Right.
tough for you, but I try to run and jump and face them so that I keep don't not taking as much damage. While of course trying to click shield block at the same time, because two things, right? You don't take as much damage when you face the target,
Right.
and also by facing the target, you still attack. Because you're still attacking, you still generate rage,
Right.
right? So it's like 9 things all in one. You
Yep.
can still generate rage by facing them and getting a swing out, and you're not.
That would be hard.
I
I
don't
don't
know
even think
how
that's
easy it
hard
is for
for
you.
me.
Okay, cool.
Oh, no, I'm used that's why I've used a mouse. I'm used to strafing. I'm used to
Yeah, or strafe running away. You could run
right,
away. You could strafe run.
right.
Oh,
And I mean, rogues, I've always had to position myself properly, so guess I'm used to moving around a lot.
yeah. Oh, for sure.
I don't know.
No, totally.
But
And then once you hit about level 50, 51, right? Like, I'm still going to need gear in BRD, the Dungeon Blackrock Depths. Which basically is from level 50. Ooh, this guy's running. From level 51 to level 56, even at 60, you can still do it and get some great gear, right? And then even also Mardon, which is 48, 47, 48, right? So if you can somehow try and hit 47, 48,
yep.
then that's right there. I could be level 60 and still want to run dungeon. I would not just be carrying you, you know what I mean? I wouldn't just be doing it for you, right? We would still be doing Mardon because I need stuff from Mardon,
Right.
even when I hit
Yeah.
60. We would still be doing Blackrock Depths dungeon, even when I'm at 60, because I still need stuff, even though it'd be great to run it with you to get you experience and get you gear or help you get levels, right? It'd be good for that. Plus, I would need some shit there too.
Gotcha.
There's a few amazing things in Blackrock Depths that I would love to get.
Good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What's going on with this?
And seriously, in Classic, I would literally find, like, I did two things. I found the cave that gave skinning. I don't know if you have skinning. Do you have skinning on your warrior?
No.
What do you have on your warrior professions?
I have flower picking that I'm really far behind on.
Okay, and do you have anything else?
Um, Mining.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Oh,
toad mining.
which is great for any cave that you go into. Well, so at least you could get mining from caves, because
Oh yeah.
caves are usually hotspots for mining.
Yep.
I just wouldn't send you to the leather grind, the skinning caves. You
Right.
know.
Right now I need to find
Um,
gold to
but
get
I
my mining higher.
oh gold veins.
It's like I can. I've been.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I
Right.
need to find gold veins.
Yeah.
I found a ton of iron, not really steel yet, which is kind of weird.
Well, still you need to make iron, and then imbue iron with something when you smelt it, and that's how it
Oh,
turns
that's
into steel.
probably why then. Oh, coal. Oh, there it is, coal.
Gotcha.
But yeah, but I just yeah, 171. Get there. But I haven't seen very many gold.
I thought that there was another level in here deeper down that has incendisars. What the heck is going on? Smithing tire. Sorry, I'm just looking at quests
No,
now.
you're fine. Trying to figure out this add-on because something's not working.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll do my rotation differently every time. Right. I'll either charge Thunderclap, Demoralizing Shout, Rend, or I'll charge Rend, Thunderclap, Demoralizing Shout. And then some mobs when I feel comfortable, I'm like, okay, like this isn't a heavy, I'm not taking too much damage, right? Let me put on my Battle Shout.
Now I can see the caster bar.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yay! Sorry.
No, that's huge.
I mean, it did. I gotta mess with it and see if I can get it to stick, but it probably. But
Well,
yeah. Yay! And it's right in front of my face.
if you're feeling like converting to LVI,
Uh.
all right. My favorite thing about LUI is that I can see when my healer is gonna heal me because it shows a bubble on my health plate. So I'm suddenly like, oh shit, I'm low health, but I can see like a pink bubble on my health bar because that's the color I made it,
Right.
and I'm like, oh no, I'm fine. I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. I'm receiving a heal in 3 seconds.
Gotcha. Of course, if not, you're like, goodbye, cruel world.
Well, if he is mid casting it, if he is mid casting, right,
Uh huh.
that's when it shows the bubble. Like if I'm
Got it.
targeting you and I'm about to
Uh huh.
heal you because I'm a healer,
Hmm.
just as I start my heal cast, it will show a bubble on your bar.
Ah.
That's how that works.
I need to also make a my target macro because
Oh,
I haven't needed one.
you can just use F. Click on the tank and then hit F.
Oh.
That's how I used to do it. You click on the tank and hit F, and that attacks whoever the tank is attacking. Or that targets whoever the
Gotcha.
tank is attacking, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, it was too funny. When I leveled up this rotation the first time ever, I did all the different stupid talents. Like I did all. I was like, I want to test this, right? Are you still looking at your character?
And I'm to yours too. I have two monitors. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So there's the one talent in arms that says impale. Impale. It increases your crit strike damage bonus of all your abilities. But the big thing about that is called deep wounds. Anytime that you deal a critical, the opponent bleeds for 20% of your melee weapon's average damage. So
Melee weapons average damage. Hmm.
So deep wounds is good for two-handed weapons because your average damage on a two-handed weapon is like 300, right? When you look at a two-handed weapon, they're usually like 200 to 300 damage is what it has. When you look at our daggers have 30 to 60.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So I was like, I want to try out a deep wounds build with daggers to see if it works. It doesn't work.
Uh-huh.
It does not. It
It
just
does.
doesn't do anything.
Because they're two.
Because your average weapon damage is like 40,
Right.
so it's 40
Right.
damage over 12 seconds. Yep. So that was a good test. It was good to test it out and say, okay, obviously, like now I know for sure this is, just as bad as everybody tells me that it's bad for. And I don't have to believe other people. I can just know because I experienced it and it was bad. But that's how I got to 60 was this shitty fucking item build. So as soon as I changed my talent at 60 and I got all these enrage, flurry, improved berserker stance, improved execute, dual wield specialization, I was like, okay, I now know what strength feels like. Because I was much stronger.
Nice. That's awesome.
Oh shit, there's a lot of bad guys in here.
Gotta watch out for those bad guys.
No kidding. I'm gonna be a dummy. Did you see how I quickly switched to berserker stance and then clicked berserker rage? And now I can see the cooldown on my berserker rage because it's on my other bar. Like, okay, I have 15 seconds before I use it. I'm gonna have to handle this guy for the next 15 seconds before I can use that again. Oh my god, I did not pop out of berserker stance. I was still in. Damn it. Okay, you ready? You watching?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna quickly switch to berserker stance, click berserker rage, back to battle stance. Now I'm still taking bonus damage every time that I get hit. So that's gonna help me
Nice.
kill off the first guy quickly, and I'm still high health when I get to the second guy now.
Okay.
I'm not too low health because I did that. So whenever you get like 2 mobs, you can do that. And it's really successful. And I know that I have it on my other action bar. I can see 5 seconds left until I can use berserker rage again. Well, you know what? I can use it again right now. I might as well use it and switch stances. Because once
Nice.
you get the talents, it will give you 10 rage every time that you use it.
Yeah, I don't have those yet. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yep. So it's one of those.
Hurry up and wait.
Yeah, hurry up and wait. Do I hurry up or do I wait? You're gonna do both. You're gonna hurry up and you're gonna wait.
Yeah, you gotta get that and it's gonna take a little bit. Ah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then it's like we're gonna start getting such good armor and such good gear. It's gonna be. You're gonna fly through stuff a lot easier than what you have been doing.
Yeah, I can always tell when I'm like, ugh, gear.
Yep. Yep. You know what? It's look, it's a lot better when you have daggers because even if your DPS sucks, you can still make it through a fight. You still have enough rage to use. It's like you gain so much rage so quickly that you
Mhm.
can use Battle Shout. You can use Thunderclap. You can use Demoralizing Shout. You can still, even if your damage is really, really low, you can still use all this stuff. It's only when you. Ooh, that's amazing. It's only when you have a two-hander that is like really under level
Mhm.
that has like bad damage that you're hurting so bad for rage. And
Yeah.
and you're hurting because you have low damage and now you don't have enough rage for shit. It's like
That felt that way though when before I got my level 30.
yeah, you're a good dagger there.
Yeah.
Your swine tusk.
Yep. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever finish the Scarlet Monastery quests?
I don't know.
We gotta burn you through and get those. Oh, let's try and hopefully this
I don't
stupid.
know.
Oh,
No, I didn't. I have In the Name of the Light. I have one.
you still have that? Okay.
What is that? 29 points. Yeah, that is a better dagger. Yep, yep.
Yep, yep, yep.
Mm, that.
Oh Jesus Christ, that's so scary. When this bastard doesn't knock back, and it scares the shit out of me.
Uh,
Yeah.
Oof.
Saved by the elevator.
Nice. Uh, that's awesome.
Did you see that?
Yes, that was perfect.
It's like thank you, life.
Uh-huh. Go, go, elevator.
Yep. I knew that would happen. I remember that always would happen. Like mobs can't walk onto the elevator, so for whatever reason.
Uh,
It's like there was one bug at the very, 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 very beginning of Classic where they released Classic and didn't realize that like mobs like crabs, right? Crabs
mhm.
were found under the water, but they were not allowed to walk onto land. So you'd fight a crab underwater and you'd walk out of water.
And then heal up and then go back in.
Yes, yeah.
Nice. That's awesome. Back to Badlands. See how bad it is today. Sure, there's 85 kids
Oh,
there.
I'm sure.
Player today.
I don't know.
Great. It's fantastic. All right.
Link me your daggers.
Right now.
Let me see what you're rocking.
This one and this one is what I have right now.
Oh yeah, your axe.
Yeah, I got my axe.
Oh my god. No,
It
these.
has to be main hand.
Right, right. No, that's cool. Oh, those are still so low damage. We have to do it. You have to get into a Scarlet Monastery and finish that, and then you have to get into a Black Fathom. Wait, no, a BFD, RFD, Razor Fen Downs. That's what it is.
I still even have your gloves on that was level 22 gloves.
Yeah,
Like it's like crazy. I feel like they don't have a lot of
they don't.
mail drops.
No.
Even with the questing, like the rewards are never mail.
Yep. Well, you're supposed to be on plate now, anyways. Oh, there's a 60 up there, just chilling. Okay, I'll go the other way. I'll come back for that later.
And then I
Yes.
have a green buckler, my little green buckler.
Oh yes. Oh, mail armor merchant out here. This is great. Hello, big guy.
Nice.
You can repair me, dog? Hell yes.
You just have a a bolder friend. So
This guy looks scary. I can talk to it. What want from rays? Ooh, the lunar buckler. Look at that. Yeah, we gotta gear you up.
I'll get there.
Yeah. You're so fun. Like, man, really? Do I have to? I could just chill, right?
No, I'm like, you got to get to 60. Talk
No.
of grandeur.
Right. No, you just gotta find a Scarlet Monastery group. There's that there's the channel. Looking for group channel? Do you know what I'm talking about? You don't want
I
to. You're
think
like, I don't like people.
I don't like people. I know.
Like, oh yeah, a bunch of people talking. I don't think so. But if you type /join looking for group as all one word, okay, you can join. Looking for one mage for BRD. Looking for heals and DPS armory. Oh, I would join that group right there. They're looking for a DPS for armory. I'd be like, hell yeah, I'm a DPS for Scarlet Monastery armory. Invite me, boss. I'm ready. I'm a pro. Yeah, man. That way you don't have to tank. You can just go in as DPS.
I do think tanking's fun. I just don't like people.
Right.
I know that seems to be a problem. Because I'm playing a game that has lots of people.
Yeah, and you need people to progress, basically. But you can leave this at any time. I'm like, okay, now that I'm in a group, /leave 5. Done. I'm done with the group. Over. Dark Iron Geologists. Of course, the area is being camped, so there's not a single one alive. I need 15 silk cloth. There's no mailboxes in this fucking place, and no silk drops in this goddamn place either. So
That's the worst, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is there a cave for silk drops?
Technically, yes, but it's in Horde Land.
Oh.
I would have to look at the map and figure out which one is good for. I have a bunch of silk on my guy. It's just me actually hitting a mailbox to hand the quest in. He's stuck in the outside. He's literally stuck in an outhouse and has no fucking toilet paper. Actually. And that's the quest, and we need to get him 15.
That is the quest?
That is the quest.
That's so funny.
And you hand in the quest to the outhouse.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. No joke.
I like it when they have funny stuff like that.
Yeah. Have you watched The Witcher?
I have.
I started.
I haven't finished it. Are you on the first season or the new one?
I do things backwards.
So you're watching the second one?
I backwards do things sometimes.
Hey, the timeline is all screwed up anyways. And there is a site. There's a website that has the timeline like a bar, you know, the way the historical timelines. And so you can kind of, if you're like, I am so confused, you can look at the timelines for it, which is cool.
That is cool.
Understand where the F that person came from, or it's fun, isn't it? I like it.
I like it.
And they got a big old budget this time. So.
Oh, I bet,
Like
because it was
that.
so successful, right?
Yeah. So he's got the cooler gear.
And oh my god, they show boobs.
Yes, they do. Did you watch?
The boobs? Yeah, I saw
you
those
always have.
boobs.
Of course you did. Did you watch Game of Thrones?
Oh, I watched the first season. I couldn't take it. I was like, this is too maniacal for me.
Oh, it's pretty freaking evil.
All the
But yeah,
maniac. Yeah, it was so evil. I was like, this is too
they have
evil.
lots of that in there too for Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, lots of that? You're funny. Right. I see what you mean. Gonna have to watch.
As I was like, if you like The Witcher, you're gonna like that.
Oh, too funny.
Oh God, what was the other one that was crazy? Oh, I don't know. It might be too much for you if Game of Thrones was.
I just didn't like the one part where they tossed the kid off the king
Oh, but
when they broke his legs trying to kill him.
true. but he
I was
lives,
like, really? Yeah, he
and
did.
he's like a big piece of the story
Oh
as
yeah, I
it
could.
goes along.
I
Yeah.
was like, I give up.
Did I ever tell you that I read the first book while pregnant, and
Okay.
I was so pissed. By the time I finished it, I was like, fuck this. I'm never reading this shit again. Because he killed off everyone I liked in the first book.
That
I was my hormones were kicking, and I was like, if I
is
could
so
see
funny.
him, I probably would have punched him. Yeah, I was like, screw this shit.
Right.
'Cause, like, my friend Mike was like, I got the next book. You want it? I'm like, no.
Oh, you did go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Leave this place. Oh shit, this guy's critting the fuck out of me.
Uh-oh.
Die, bro, die. No, 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 don't do this to me, bro. Don't do this to me. Execute. Oh, execute saves lives.
Nice.
Wow.
That was impressive. Oh, what was the name of that show? Oh, Penny Dreadful.
Never heard of it. Thank gosh.
Uh, it has a lot of nudity in it, but it's just so you know, that one takes you like
Just so I know.
really
Thank you.
far. It kind of goes really far. It's kind of like
Excuse me.
oh, how can I explain it? It is. Do you know what a penny dreadful is?
No.
Okay. So it was like it was literature back in the day. I think it was like it's got to be 19th century. Which had like these crazy stories that had like horrible endings or like a lot of blood or like
Right.
witches or vampires or whatever in it. And so they were these like little books that they made or comics, I guess, in a way, and
Yeah.
but short stories. And so the show Penny Dreadful is the name of the show, and it's the name of the main character. And so she's like I think I don't remember if she's a witch or like, but she's it's crazy. It's very dark, but it's just wild. Like the way the direction they go and the place. I mean, it even goes like into a very satanic area and then comes back out. But I'll watch like crazy shows because I just think it's interesting to see kind of what some of these ones do. But
Right.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
it's
totally.
you're like you're crazy. Yeah,
No, no, I can.
but yeah, there's a lot of weird ones out there. You might like there's a second one coming out. Oh, it's got the dude that was in Lord of the Rings and Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes. Legolas.
Yeah, Legolas. Yes. And it's like a
Lego man? No, Legolas. Did you like that?
it's what is it? Let's see. Because that
Oh
one's
my
supposed to be coming
god.
out. You probably like that one. It's got nudity in it too.
Oh my god. No, I just thought it
I
was.
may have issues. I
I'm
don't
not.
know.
You're funny. You're like, oh, you like that, and I'm like, no. I was more so just saying that like
No, it's adult shows is what I like to call it.
it's there. It was there, and I thought it was fun.
It's adult. That's
Hmm.
all.
And then the
But
one main character from The Witcher was like taking clothes off at one point, and I was like, oh no, don't tell me that we're gonna see this as well.
you're like, no
I was
guys.
like, no, no, no.
I'm like, let's do this.
Yeah, no, I was so pumped when she started getting it off, and I was like, oh my god.
Carnival Row. That's what it's called. Carnival Row.
I was like, is we?
That's kind of a neat one.
Because
That
we.
has like
Oh,
ogres and fairies and but it's not a kids show.
right.
Underlined, underlined, underlined. But it's fantasy based. And I think the second one might be out now, the second season. It's on Amazon, I think. Might be on Netflix too. I don't know. Maybe, yeah, I think season 2 is not going to remember.
I just invited Tantan, my friend Kai,
Uh-huh.
and Allie Heel into a group because
Oh,
they're
nice.
both in Ungoro.
Oh, good.
And I said, okay, you're welcome for the great group I just put you in.
Uh, Allie's
And then
very
I left
nice.
group.
Oh, and then you left group. Oh my God, you're so
Mm-hmm.
evil. Allie's very nice.
She's very
I
fun
like Allie.
and nice.
Did I tell you she gave me gold for the
Oh,
mount?
that's nice of her.
And I
It's
was
always
like,
helpful.
no, I don't want to take it. She's like, I would offer it unless I wanted to. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
she's like, stop being shy. I'm like, I don't want to do it. So I was like, my mount is named Allie now.
Yes. Yep. Alley Mount.
Alley cat.
Alley
Get it?
Cat. Yep, I was about to say that.
Isn't that cute? It's cute.
It is.
Ah. All right, let's see how many horde are out in in the Badland. What could go wrong? Oh, at least there's ants running out with me. That's good. That's rare.
All right, it's time for me to watch this comedy special.
All right, go have fun.
Thank you, Scorny.
Talk
Talk to
to
me
you
if you.
later.
Yep. All right. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Message me if you need help with anything. I can at least say hi and help.
No, you can say hi. Yeah.
Yeah, I can say hi and point you in the right direction.
You're fine. All
Yep.
right. Have fun.
All
Bye.
right. Thanks, Scorny. Bye. Excuse me.